What's up, everybody? Well, I got another Asus Ally gameplay video for you guys today, and today we're gonna have a look at Horizon Forbidden West Complete Edition. Now, it did not run so well on the Steam Deck. I mean, sometimes it was getting like playable 30 to 40 FPS, but a lot of times it was dropping down to like 22 to 24. And during the cutscenes, it even dropped down as low as 8 during like the little opening movie that plays before you talk to this like dude you meet. But in any case, in this video, we'll try 1080p, which I don't think is gonna go very well with that kind of like, I cannot afford to do high settings, but I'll try to do appropriate settings for the resolution. And then, well, we'll do the 900p with things on all medium-ish settings. And then we'll try to just put everything down to low, pretty much the same settings we did on the Steam Deck, just to see what it does. Although I hopefully don't have to do FSR balanced. I hate using it at all, but I especially hate going under quality. But I had to on the Steam Deck just to get it to be a smidgen more playable. But in any case though, why don't we stop wasting time, get this thing hooked up to the capture computer, and let's go see how the Ally handles this game.
So here's the settings I'm going to try, but just so you guys know, these settings are a little too high and it does cause crashing. Hell, it might just be the resolution that's too high, because it would play fine for this one, but then crash like later on for like 900p with like the same settings, which tells me it would definitely crash with these settings too. But anyway, I'll still show you what it looks like, just for fun. All right, just with the Steam Deck, I wanted to get some of the beginning movie. And it's a shame. It doesn't look too bad, it's just frickin' has very terrible frame rates, just like the Steam Deck did. But it is playing at a higher resolution, higher settings, so, and still getting about the same FPS. But its problem is, just like at 900p, eventually, if I would have kept playing, I guarantee it would have just randomly crashed on me. Every time I got up to like this little waterfall area,
the land is dying.
It would crash at 900p, no matter what I did with the settings. Well, no matter what I did with realistic settings. I guess I could have tried turning everything down to low, but I didn't want to do that. I figured if you're going to play everything on low, you might as well use 720p and get as much FPS as you can.
Terraforming system that's
and I did not use FSR at all on this thing.
And only I can fix
that could have also possibly made those things work.
Only I have your genetic code. It won't be long before we
if I
hit
would
the
have put
point of
on
no
like
return.
some balanced FSR or something right now, maybe it wouldn't have crashed. But
I've been searching
I had
for
lots of
months
different
for
systems to
what
test, so
need.
I didn't want to go too crazy with all the different variables for
backup
this.
of Gaia.
I figured I'd just do my
The
normal
AI you designed to
1080p,
control
900p,
the
and
system.
720p. Anyway, though, I also wanted to just get a little bit of this movie, like I was saying earlier.
But
I
every
did this
time
on
I
the
think I
Steam Deck.
have a lead, it comes to nothing.
And this thing is fully up to date. There are no more driver updates or anything for it. The only update I don't have
And every
is I
night,
don't have
I
the
have the same dream.
that Windows update that makes this thing run like garbage. Luckily, I wait a little while before I install those, if I can help it.
These plants don't look
Alright, now we'll move on to some actual real gameplay here.
The focus helps you see the ones we
And
need.
as you can see, it's like 20-ish FPS here. But generally speaking, this is kind of what the FPS feels like when I was playing Breath of the Wild on my Switch before I got emulators and realized I could play it at much greater resolutions and frame rates, and then I was like, oh goody.
Might want to grab more of these plants along the way.
Yeah, good idea.
Yep, we sure should. You can never have too many plants. But yeah, it's a shame it doesn't run like this. I'm sure a lot of people would consider this playable. I don't, but
Look there. More
I guarantee you if I went past this spot, it would have crashed on me. But I pretty much went and kneeled down, did this, and then it's like, all right, let's move on. So let's move on. Okay, so I wanted to leave low settings for 720p, so I basically left the settings exactly the same for 900p, just everything, no upscaling though, and just everything on medium pretty much. And then one thing on low, I had the screen space reflections on low, although I probably didn't have to do that. It generally only gave me like 1 FPS better, but I figured, maybe might as well do it. Every FPS helps when you're trying to make games run good, right? But it wasn't enough, as you will see shortly. The beginning intro for just a little bit here. Still, nope, it still can't quite stay over 30 FPS for the whole entirety of the opening movie thingy. Which sucks, but me, I don't care, as long as it can play decently in the actual game.
I'm running out of time. The land is dying.
So while it might look better and play more playable FPS than the Steam Deck, it unfortunately crashes, where the Steam Deck didn't.
People are
Now,
suffering.
it might have if I kept playing on it,
Soon.
but it didn't the whole time I was making videos, which was like about 10 minutes.
All because of a terraforming system.
And I went
that's
past that
spiraling
waterfall
out of control.
spot, so
And only I
wonder what
can fix it.
what a Steam Deck stock
Only I have the
VRAM
genetic code.
usage thing is. I think mine was at
It won't be long before we hit
like
the point of no return.
auto or like 2 or something like
And
that.
then
Maybe it was 4.
Extinction.
I think that's where I
I've
left
been
it on
searching
that
for
thing.
months for what I need.
Since it's just a 7 to 800p, I
A
figured
backup
that's plenty
of
for
Gaia.
it.
The AIU designed to control the system.
Since we only have 16 gigs of RAM after all, and it shares that like a console.
But every time I think I have a lead, it comes to nothing.
Yeah, such a shame since I'm not having to use FSR. It looks so much better
Every
than it did
night,
on the Steam
I
Deck.
have the same dream.
But what good is that if it crashes, right? But even with the
I'm
thing on
walking
low,
under
it
a
still looks
brilliant
better
night
than the
sky.
Steam Deck did with
These
FSR
plants don't
on
look
and
like the
on
ones
top
in
of
the
low.
sacred
So
lands.
we'll do that one after
The
this one,
focus
but I want
helps
to
you see the ones
show
you
you
need.
as far as I got. It does crash, and we'll show that. Like I said on this channel, when things crash and fuck up, we show that shit. We don't sit here and pretend, oh no, everything's always perfect. And if I was playing games on my consoles, I would do the same thing, because I've had games crash on them as well. Surprising at about the same rate. It's not very often, but every once in a while there'll be a game that just wants to crash a bunch. For no reason at all. So it's like, oh, that's neat. Oh, I gotta eat. It won't let me up there unless I eat the thingy. And
Bitter?
finish the combo.
Yeah, well, at least they make you feel better. All right, we should keep going.
Now luckily, I think what's
Might
helping
wanna
this thing
grab
out
more
a
of these
lot
plants along the way.
is the strong CPU.
Good idea.
But yeah, as you will see, I will crash as I go up past this waterfall.
Affecting the soil.
I see a few ways down.
See? Kicked me right out. Had an error. Don't know. Probably didn't have enough VRAM would be my guess. Anyway, alright, so now we're going to try 720p with everything on low. Or off. Still no FSR though. Didn't feel like it was necessary on this guy. Because it didn't crash this time. And low already looks bad enough, but it still looks tremendously better than low plus FSR. At least I think so. But you guys can be the judge of that once we get in there. Which, now that we've got to the bottom, we'll be right about now. Alright, we'll start off with the beginning movie yet again. And as you can see, it makes the game look quite crappy. And we still go down into the 20s. Down to 22. So, for that part, we might just not have enough GPU on this thing to stay above. I don't think I saw the GPU go all the way down. It's not at 100% though, so we are slightly CPU bottlenecked, it seems. Alright, see, I'm glad it at least tells you percentages, then we can tell.
I'm running out of time, Elizabeth.
But at some points
The
like
land
this,
is
we're getting up to
dying.
98, 99, so. But once you start getting down to 97 and under, you're pretty bottlenecked.
People
It should
are
be
suffering.
100% usage at all times.
Soon.
If not, you
starve.
are slightly CPU bottlenecked, or your game engine bottlenecked. Some game engines are
All
terrible.
because of a
but
terraforming
This honestly
system
seems like a
that's
great
spiraling
port,
out
so
of
I don't
control.
think that's it. I think it's just too much for
And
this
only
ally,
I
unfortunately.
Can fix it.
At least if you
only I
always
have
want to
the
stay over
genetic
30 all the
code.
time, no matter what. These
It
cutscenes,
won't
it
be long
drops every
before we
once in
hit
a
the
while.
point of no return.
Now, during the actual gameplay, I think I stayed above 30 the whole time.
I've been
And
searching
mostly
for
in the
months
40s,
for what I
but
need.
we'll see once I get in there. We're going to move
A
into the game
backup
once
of
she's done
Gaia.
climbing this
The
place.
AIU
And
designed to
I
control
think I
the
always
system.
stop after she curls up next to her fire. And then we'll move into the real game after that and see how that plays.
But every time I think I have a lead, it comes to nothing. And every night, I have the same dream.
Alright, now we can get some real gameplay in.
These plants don't look like the ones in the sacred lands.
Random berries.
bitter?
Yeah, well, at least they make you feel better. All right, we should keep going.
Then going we shall.
Might want to grab more of these plants along the way.
Yeah, good idea. Looks like the blight spread here too.
Alright, kind of just skipped that one thing because I wanted to see when or if it crashed. And it didn't for me. That little stutter there scared me and made it think it was going to, but no.
Fastest way down.
You really traveled a long way to get here. I almost caught up to you a couple
Alright, though,
times, too.
let's move on.
Alright, let's try to get ourselves some camera recorded gameplay now. We'll see if it crashes or does anything else weird. But so far this is about the only way it's even somewhat playable. And in the cutscenes it still drops a little bit here and there, under 30. But at least, as long as it's not going to keep crashing, which it still might, just because it didn't crash on me during my screen recorded portion doesn't mean it won't here. Alright, let's heal up.
At least they make you feel better. All right, we should keep going.
Might want to grab more of these plants along the way.
Yeah, good idea.
We got the blight.
It's affecting the plants. It's changing them.
If it keeps spreading, nothing will grow.
That's why we have to fix it. Those ruins. That's where we need to go.
To the ruins, and we'll see if the game crashes on us and whatnot.
Fastest way down.
What are we after exactly?
The backup? Well, it's an AI. It's, glossy.
Salvaging machine carcasses. There they are.
Looks like they left a carcass behind. A lot of arrows in that machine. Better take a closer look.
So much stuff. There we go.
Someone took down this machine recently.
Who else would come now?
I don't know. Better craft some arrows of our own. Make the trouble bad.
Good thing we already picked up some ridgewood.
And there we go. Arrows have been crafted.
There's a ladder. But can't reach it from here.
Nothing a well-placed arrow can't knock free. Just
That
a
did it.
block.
After you.
mission.
We still got some drops down like 24 for a second there. So even this guy with everything basically on low
We need to find a
can't
way.
quite always maintain over 30.
So,
Yeah, this is a hard game to run, that's for sure.
with money.
But this is still far more playable than on the Steam Deck, that's for sure.
Like you were gone. Then some of us
But
figured
neither
you
one of
would
them are what I would call the best gaming experience.
You're right about that.
But this is still way better. And if this was my only gaming system, I could still probably have fun with this, as long as it's not going to crash anymore. Even if it doesn't crash for me in this whole video, it doesn't mean it never will. It definitely crashed a bunch at 900p medium and 1080p medium. I was able to finally get some footage of 1080p medium. I was trying to actually get it to show you guys it crashing, but then it actually made it through like 2 minutes. So I was like, okay. And then when I turned it down, it did crash. I was like, oh, what the hell? You're really going to do the easier one and crash? Come on now.
Down this way. Get to the grass.
Never seen one of those.
Me neither. These three machines have been worked. Focus can help us. Scan the machine.
Okay,
Okay. See how parts of it are glowing? Those are its weak spots.
got it.
Okay, concentrate.
Dang, that's...
Another one's coming.
Come on, get down, boy. Oop, I got to just do that and then throw. It's probably not close enough to hear that. Alright, now let's try again. Give him a turn around. Ow. Man, you're a sneaky little weasel.
How does the focus know all that?
It reads
just
data
does.
from the machine.
That's what it does.
Like a hunter studying its prey.
Yeah, kind of.
Anyway, though, I think that's plenty of camera recorded gameplay, so why don't we go ahead and go wrap this video on up. Well, alright guys, that is a wrap for Horizon Forbidden West Complete Edition on the Asus Ally, and it wasn't really happy with the 1080p or 900p. Now, that might have changed if you did that resolution everything on low, but as you guys saw, I was struggling in some spots to still stay over 30, and we had even one drop down to like 20 just as I was walking around, but at least so far it didn't crash, and I played for like 7 minutes. I played purposely a little longer just to see if it would crash. Now, does that mean it'll never crash? Absolutely not. Could have crashed like 2 minutes in the future, half hour later. I don't know. But the game's pretty hard to run on this thing. So still, wait, it did a much better job than the Steam Deck did. And for all I know, if I played it on the Steam Deck for a little bit longer, it too might have crashed a bunch. I don't know. But in any case, this one's definitely between the two the more playable. And if I had both handhelds, I would definitely play it on this versus the Steam Deck. Even though I love that OLED HDR screen. But I know not a lot of people probably have both. So if you were thinking about getting one and AAA is what you want to do, Ally is definitely the way to go. Just know you're going to either get horrible battery life or you're going to be strapped to a battery pack or the wall. But some people are okay with that. Me, I like using mine as a handheld. But still, sometimes I do wish I just got a really long USB-C cable and just plugged it in and played it from bed that way. I'm just worried I'm going to mess it up and set it down, and all of a sudden I set it down in the wrong way. And all of a sudden I broke my C port, and that's the charging cable too. So now the thing's just broken unless I solder a new one on there. And I'm not the best with that kind of stuff. Anyway though, that's about it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, because I sure as hell enjoyed making it for you guys. And until the next video, peace out, guys.